Money Dojo.
So today the Dow Jones hit 40,000 for the first time ever. This is a milestone and it's a big achievement. And like clockwork, I predicted that when I posted about this on Facebook that one of my progressive liberal friends, God bless them, was going to point out what I already know, that the stock market is not the economy. And I have a lot of problems right now with the economy too, from wages to inflation and certainly housing cost. But the advice that I gave to her and to everybody else that was reading on the thread was that people can empower themselves by becoming stakeholders in publicly traded companies rather than just being consumers of them. So it's kind of amazing what a good habit this is. So I'll give you an example of what the heck this means. You're about to go to McDonald's to buy a McFlurry. And a McFlurry, I think, is like $3 or something right now. So instead of buying the McFlurry, right then in the moment you said, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take the $3 that would have been spent on that. And then you go to your phone and you open up your Robinhood, your Fidelity account, whatever, and you buy $3 of McDonald's stock. So I came up with this kind of arbitrary list of different things day in and day out that you could save money on, and then go take that savings and invest it in the corresponding publicly traded stock. And I even took the liberty using ChatGPT to help me out. ChatGPT is amazing. I got what the dividend yield was that I put for all the stocks that have one. I think something like 3 of the stocks did not have an active dividend they were paying. The rest did. And I calculated that this entire list, again, of arbitrary things that I came up with to save inside of maybe a month or even quicker, was a savings of $163.50 a month. And that corresponded to an average dividend yield of 1.81%. So I asked ChatGPT, with a little bit of cajoling, because it was getting the answer wrong at first, what is that figure compounded quarterly for 3 years if I purchased that amount of stock every single month? So you're buying $163 of stock every single month with an average dividend yield of 1.81. There was over $6,000 that you would have to show for it at the end of 3 years, which I think was phenomenal. So I had the list here of just different stuff that I came up with where it's you saving the figure and investing it instead. So it's things like you're going to buy a family bag of Lay's potato chips for $4, and instead you go invest it in Pepsi, the holding company, and that pays a 2.98% dividend right now. Or maybe, God forbid, you're a smoker and you're buying packs of Marlborites for $10 a pop. So obviously it's good to quit smoking anyway. But now imagine if you're taking the bad habit and you're putting it into a good habit, like parlaying the $10 into purchasing Philip Morris, which pays a dividend of 5.14%. Maybe you want to go to lunch today at the Cheesecake Factory. I went to my local Cheesecake Factory's online cart and I ordered a burger, a fries, and a strawberry lemonade. I was just estimating that would be $25. It's actually $27. So you could easily figure out that a $25 lunch can be skipped. You eat at home instead, maybe for $2. So that's where we get the $25 from. And you put that into Cheesecake Factory stock, which pays a 2.67% dividend. Or maybe you want to have the meal sent to you, and Instacart is $4. Go and pick it up instead. Take the $4 and you invest it in Instacart stock. So I think you're getting the idea of this, and I'll just give you a few more. Don't go to the movies for $12. Invest it in Sony stock. Don't buy a bag of Oreos. Invest it in Mondelez, the maker of Oreos, instead. And you can just do this on your phone, even though these stocks are less money than the savings. Like McDonald's stock is a lot more than $3 a share. But most brokers now have incremental buying, zero commission, and in the case of Robinhood, and I think E-Trade too, you can now open a stock for a stock brokerage account for $0. So I don't have a lot of empathy for somebody that wants to say that they can't afford to do this. The only person I'm going to let tell me that they can't afford to do this is like a Philadelphia mom bus driver of 5 kids that is absolutely on EBT and barely paying the rent each month. But if you're just the token middle class person and you're buying these luxury goods, these are all consumer discretionary products, you don't really have an excuse. You could be buying $2 or $3 of these stocks on your phone every single time you're tempted to go make these purchases. And in conclusion, as a monthly habit in just 3 years, very easily might add up to over $5,000. Mine came out to over $6,000, and maybe your list is even more. Maybe your list is $10,000. I don't know. I don't know what you're wasting your money on. No offense. I waste money too. I love getting the Costco hot dog at Costco every time I go there. I'm going to take my own advice, and I'm going to do that a little bit less. And each time I don't do it, I'm going to buy $1.50 of Costco stock. It's not a lot, but as a habit, when you're doing this regularly, you can see that it adds up. I'm Brad. As always, please put your questions and comments down below, and I'll be happy to try to answer. Have a good one.